If you're watching this video right now, there's probably a reason. Maybe you know deep down that you're capable of much more. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You may not be living an average life because you were born average. You may be living an average life because you've built average habits. And that's the real problem. Today, the world is facing an epidemic. No, I'm not talking about a virus. I'm talking about something much more dangerous. Mediocrity. The habit of staying comfortable. The habit of avoiding pain. The habit of doing just enough to get by. Socrates once said that there is no greater shame than growing old without ever discovering the physical and mental strength you were capable of. So ask yourself, are you really living? Or are you simply getting through the days? Because today, we're going to expose one of the biggest lies you've ever been taught. And to understand it, we're going to step into the world of David Goggins. We're going to explore Nietzsche. We're going to explore neuroscience. And most importantly, we're going to explore you. The story begins in David Goggins' office. One day, a 25-year-old man came to meet him. He wanted guidance. He said, "David, I've tried everything. I can't lose weight. I don't know what I should do with my future. Sometimes I want to join the army. Sometimes I want to open a gym. Sometimes I want to start a business. I just don't know." Goggins looked at him. Then he asked him a few personal questions. Only a few. And within 5 minutes, he understood the real problem. It wasn't the man's weight. It wasn't his career. It wasn't even his lack of direction. The real problem was that he had already surrendered. Every time something became difficult, he changed direction. Every time pain appeared, he stepped back. He had lost the confidence to face challenges. And that is mediocrity. The mindset that says, just somehow get through it. Does that sound familiar? Because most of us have been trained to think this way. Students are told, just study enough to pass. Workers are told, just find a comfortable job. And slowly, we start worshiping comfort. Here's something you need to understand. Your brain wasn't designed to make you extraordinary. Your primitive brain was designed to keep you alive, to keep you safe. So when you take a risk, your brain says, stop, there's danger. When you decide to wake up at 4 a.m., your brain whispers, go back to sleep, it's cold outside. When you decide to work harder, your brain says, you've done enough. And you listen. Why? Because your brain prefers comfort over growth. Friedrich Nietzsche said, become who you are. Think about that. Become who you truly are. Not who society expects you to be. Not who your fears tell you to be. Not who your excuses allow you to be. But who you are capable of becoming. And here's the uncomfortable part. You don't discover that person inside comfort. You discover them inside struggle, inside failure, inside pain, when you want to quit but choose to continue. There's an interesting concept in neuroscience involving the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. The idea is that this region is associated with effortful behavior, especially when you're doing something difficult or unpleasant. Think about that. The things you don't want to do may be exactly the things that build you. Going to the gym when you don't feel like it. Reading when your brain wants entertainment. Waking up when you want to sleep. Doing the hard thing when nobody is watching. That's where growth begins. Because if you never challenge yourself, you never discover what you're capable of. So who are the people who change the world? Do they have some magical power? No. The difference is simple. They can tolerate pain. They can continue when most people stop. They can look into the mirror and say, I don't care how difficult this is. I care about whether I'm willing to give everything I have. They don't just chase results. They chase self-discovery. Goggins once described what happens when you spend time around people who constantly push themselves. Eventually, your excuses become impossible to hide. Your fear becomes visible. Your weaknesses become obvious, and your ego starts to burn. That's why most people avoid those environments, because it's easier to feel strong when everyone around you is weaker. Now ask yourself, why are you not truly satisfied? Maybe it's because you know you could be better. You know you could work harder. You know you could become healthier. You know you could build something meaningful, but you're not doing it. And that creates a gap. The gap between who you are and who you know you could become. And what do we do to escape that feeling? We scroll. We eat junk food. We binge entertainment. We chase distractions. Anything that makes us forget the person we know we could become. But eventually, the silence returns, and so does the emptiness. Now, let's enter the world of David Goggins, a world on the other side of fear. David Goggins once decided to attempt a 100-mile race. That's around 160 kilometers. And here's the crazy part. He wasn't properly prepared for what was coming. The race began. The adrenaline was high. His Navy SEAL training helped him push forward. Hour after hour, he kept running. Then, around 112 kilometers, his body began to collapse. He sat down. He looked at his feet. His white socks had turned red. Blood was coming from his blisters. His body was breaking down. And when he went to the bathroom, he realized something was seriously wrong. His urine was blood. His kidneys were struggling. His body was screaming, "Stop." Every logical thought told him, "You're done. Go home. You could die." And this is where most people turn around. Not because they're weak, but because pain becomes louder than their purpose. Goggins sat there for hours, shaking, crying, questioning himself. All the motivational quotes were useless. Positive thinking wasn't enough, because when you're truly suffering, "You can do it" doesn't always work. Sometimes you need something deeper, something stronger than motivation. Then, in that moment, Goggins heard something inside himself. No inspirational speech, no perfect quote, no logical explanation, just a raw statement of identity. Because I am one hard mother. And something changed. Not the pain. The pain was still there. Not the injuries. They were still there. What changed was the person experiencing the pain. His identity changed. He taped his feet. He stood up, and he kept moving. 113 kilometers. 140. And eventually, he finished. Later, Goggins realized something powerful. His mind had created a terrifying picture of what would happen if he continued, but he had crossed the line anyway, and he discovered that the mind's limits aren't always the body's limits. This became associated with what Goggins calls the 40% rule. When your mind tells you, "I'm finished, I'm exhausted, I can't do this anymore," you may still have more capacity left. The exact percentage isn't a scientific measurement, it's a mindset, a reminder that the feeling of being finished doesn't always mean you actually are. Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle is the way." The thing standing in front of you may actually be the path forward. Here's the paradox. The more you run from pain, the more power pain has over you. But when you voluntarily face discomfort, you become harder to control. Cold showers, hard workouts, long study sessions, difficult conversations, early mornings, rejection, failure. These moments hurt, but they also teach you that discomfort isn't death. You can survive it. You can move through it. And every time you do, you become a little stronger. Stop hypnotizing yourself. Here's another trap. The way you speak to yourself. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm weak, I'm unlucky, I'm a failure, I can't do this," eventually, your behavior starts matching that identity. So try something different. Use visualization. Imagine someone who wants you to fail, someone who doesn't believe in you, someone who expects you to quit. Now ask yourself, are you going to let them be right? Sometimes anger can create momentum. Sometimes stubbornness can create momentum. Use it, not to destroy yourself, but to prove that your old identity was wrong. Pain builds you. Your muscles don't grow because the workout is comfortable. Your mind doesn't become sharper because everything is easy. You become stronger when you're forced to adapt. The final rep, the difficult chapter, the extra 5 minutes, the moment when you want to quit, but don't. That's where you change. There's also a psychological phenomenon often described as the winner effect. Small victories can influence confidence, motivation, and future behavior. That's why winning becomes a habit, and unfortunately, losing can become a habit too. Every time you hit snooze, you practice giving in. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, you practice discipline. Your daily actions are training your identity. Motivation is not enough. So how do you escape mediocrity? Do you need motivation? Goggins has a brutal answer. Motivation is temporary. It's like gasoline. Eventually, it burns out. What you need is a stronger engine. You need to change your identity. Stop saying, "I want to become disciplined." Start saying, "I am disciplined." Then prove it with your actions. Build tiny habits. Behavioral scientist B.J. Fogg emphasizes the power of tiny habits. Change doesn't always begin with a massive decision. Sometimes it begins with something incredibly small. Read 10 pages. Do 5 push-ups. Walk for 10 minutes. Wake up when the alarm rings. Take the cold shower. Do the thing you've been avoiding. Not because that single action will transform your life overnight, but because every repetition teaches your brain who you are. The accountability mirror. David Goggins has spoken about something called the accountability mirror. When he was severely overweight, he didn't stand in front of the mirror and lie to himself. He confronted reality. He looked at himself and accepted responsibility. No excuses, no victim story, no pretending. And maybe that's what you need too. Tonight, look in the mirror. Ask yourself, am I becoming the person I want to become? Am I keeping my promises? Am I wasting my potential? Am I hiding behind excuses? Don't hate yourself. Don't destroy yourself. But don't lie to yourself either. Because real self-love isn't allowing yourself to remain stuck. Real self-love is refusing to waste your potential. 3 rules. So here are 3 rules, starting today. Rule number 1, the hell yes or no rule. If your goal doesn't scare you, maybe it's too small. Stop playing completely safe. Dream bigger. And then accept the discomfort required to get there. Rule number 2, the 40% push. When your brain says that's enough, don't automatically believe it. Give yourself 5 more minutes. Read 1 more page. Do 1 more repetition. Take 1 more step. That extra effort may be the difference between you and everyone else. Rule number 3, kill the victim. Stop repeating, something bad happened to me. I don't have enough money. My background is terrible. I didn't get the opportunities. Maybe those things are true, but they cannot become your identity. Your circumstances may explain you. They don't have to define you. Take responsibility for what happens next. Universe 25. In the 1960s, scientist John Calhoun conducted a famous experiment with mice. It became known as Universe 25. The environment was designed to provide almost everything the mice needed: food, water, shelter, protection. No predators. A perfect environment. But something disturbing happened. The population eventually began showing social breakdown. Aggression increased. Normal behaviors disappeared. Mothers abandoned offspring, and eventually the colony collapsed. The lesson people often take from this experiment is simple. A life without meaningful challenges can create its own problems. And look at your life. You have comfort. You have entertainment. You have endless distractions. Your phone, your sofa, your streaming services. Everything is designed to make life easier. But if you're never challenged, you may slowly lose your edge. Comfort feels good, but too much comfort can make you weak. Struggle hurts, but struggle can make you stronger. The final question. One day, this life will end. And when that day comes, imagine standing face to face with two versions of yourself. One is the person you became. The other is the person you could have become. What would the difference between them be? Would you look at your potential and realize you never used it? Would you realize you spent your life choosing comfort when you could have chosen growth? That would be the real tragedy. But imagine the opposite. Imagine that the person you became looks exactly like the person you always knew you could become. You gave everything you had. You faced the fear. You accepted the struggle. You refused to remain average. That would be victory. The choice is yours. Your fight starts now. Don't like this video if you're not serious. Don't subscribe if you're just going to forget everything you heard. But if there is still a fire inside you, if you're tired of making excuses, if you're ready to destroy mediocrity, then do one thing. Go to the comments. Write the city or state you're watching from. Let's see how many people across India and around the world are ready to become part of that 1%. Leave your presence behind, because average people don't take action. They scroll, they forget, and they move on. But you're different. At least you can choose to be. Your life is waiting. Your potential is waiting. And the person you could become is waiting for you to finally make a decision. So, what are you going to choose? Comfort or growth? Fear or courage? Mediocrity or your potential? The choice has always been yours.